Trey Lance is a name that most football fans probably won't recognize, but I guarantee that as time goes on and as we get closer to next year's NFL draft, it will definitely be a name that you will be hearing a lot of. Trey Lance is currently the quarterback for North Dakota State University, and last season he put up some ridiculous numbers. So in today's video, we'll be talking about Trey Lance, how good he will be, and where he will be drafted in next year's NFL draft. Let's get right into it. If you have not already, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. It goes a long way in helping me grow, and I just overall greatly appreciate it. But anyways, getting right into things, the first thing you will notice about Trey Lance when you watch his highlights is that he is a great athlete for a quarterback. Whether it's speed, strength, escaping pressure, he has it all, and at the quarterback position, this is definitely something you really like to see. He also has an absolute cannon for an arm. I'm talking an insane deep ball, both accuracy and just overall power. His deep ball is insane, and I would say that he has as big of an arm as any quarterback in all of college football. That's any team, any level. Trey Lance is among the biggest arms in college football. I mentioned Trey Lance's ridiculous numbers earlier, but when you hear them, you are going to realize just how insane they actually are. So last season, Trey Lance had 2,786 pass yards, 28 pass touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 1,100 rush yards, and 14 rushing touchdowns. So like I said, absolutely ridiculous. Those are video game type numbers, having almost 3,000 pass yards, almost 30 pass touchdowns, 1,100 rush yards, and 14 rush touchdowns with 0 interceptions for a college quarterback. That is just absolutely insane, and it speaks to just how dominant Trey Lance was this past season. Now, for those who do know Trey Lance, the doubters of his will say that he has bad competition, and NDSU is the most dominant team in the FCS. And both of these points are very, very true, and they are valid concerns. The FCS is obviously much weaker than the BCS, so Trey Lance is just automatically facing less competition than the other top quarterback prospects are, so he's going to need to make up for that by being very, very, very dominant, which, to be fair, he was last season. But I don't think that this lack of competition or the fact that NDSU is far and away the best team in the FCS should discourage teams from taking Trey Lance. Carson Wentz is a guy who came from NDSU, a guy who played in the FCS. Obviously, he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Obviously, he has had a very successful career, minus the injuries so far for the Eagles. So I don't think that this should be a huge discouragement. While it is a concern, I don't think that it is something that is necessarily a deal breaker. Kind of going along with the bad competition, another concern is that Trey Lance doesn't face a ton of pressure or have to make a ton of tough throws. All of the plays that he makes are kind of easy. This is another flaw or criticism that people had for him, which is kind of true, but I don't think that this one is as true, because Trey Lance makes a ton of tough plays. He makes a ton of tough throws, and while he isn't being forced to make, tight throws through small windows, Trey Lance has definitely shown that he is able to make tough plays. He is able to make big throws, so I don't think that this concern is as big. In my opinion, one of my least favorite things that I don't like to see from Trey Lance is that NDSU has a lot of designed quarterback runs, which I think could result in injuries for Trey Lance. Obviously, he had 1,100 rush yards this past season and 14 rush touchdowns, which for a quarterback is obviously very, very high numbers. It's obviously ridiculous numbers. So I would like to see a little bit less designed quarterback runs, because NDSU, definitely being the most dominant team in the FCS, doesn't need Trey Lance running the ball a ton, and I think that if they continue to do this, he could definitely be an injury concern, like Carson Wentz, who came from NDSU as well, like I said before. Like Carson Wentz has struggled with injuries, I'm sure that if Trey Lance is forced to keep doing these designed quarterback runs, he could become an injury concern as well. I'm not ready to say that Trey Lance is the best quarterback in next year's NFL draft just yet. I definitely think that he is a first round pick, and I definitely think that he is top 5, maybe even top 3 among quarterbacks in next year's NFL draft. But is he the best? I'm not so sure yet. But if he shows another dominant season like he did this year, and if he can back up the hype around him, I definitely think that Trey Lance could be a very, very good NFL prospect, and he could even possibly jump to that top quarterback in next year's NFL draft. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave your thoughts on Trey Lance in the comment section down below. Let me know where you think he will go. Let me know your concerns about his game, what you like about his game, and what you think he needs to do in order to become the best quarterback in next year's NFL draft. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.